everybody, this is Rico and I am back again. I hope you guys are doing well. How is everything for you guys? Are you guys hanging in there? I hope that you are, because you're back again watching me rant aimlessly about different topics pertaining to East Asian pop culture as well as other current events. Be sure to subscribe, put your thoughts below how you feel. Also, like this video. You could dislike this video, I probably won't see it. Ah. I have to sigh, like thinking about this entertainer and him creating this precedent for the South Korean entertainment space, and how he was someone who I felt like was sort of mysterious and was in this group that really just created a whole movement for K-pop, not only in South Korea but also worldwide. And they did a lot, even through avenues like YouTube. But I don't even think they realized how much they really contributed and helped even make more of a defined mark in the movement of the groups that came before them, like HOT, and one time this group, Big Bang, really put in the work to solidify themselves, to solidify this overall sound of music that was R&B, rap, hip hop mixed in with dance music and ballads, and creating a fan base that even to this day is longing and is foaming at the mouth for a comeback. And so now we have a remnant of this group and them trying to formulate what they once had, but I think that the new Big Bang will definitely be something that we haven't seen yet, and I'm very interested in what they will do. But also there's like a black shadow of all of the scandals that have happened with one member who didn't know how to behave, and then we have T.O.P, who also went through his moments of emotional turmoil and decided to turn to drugs. And I think there was a lot going on there within the group, and just with pressure and trying to keep up and be normal. A lot of these idols try to find a sense of normalcy, even though it's hard when you have like millions and millions of fans. And so T.O.P spiraled. He started to spiral slowly, and then the spiral started to go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster until it turned into a whole tornado. People thought they were in the Wizard of Oz. People thought that they saw Dorothy flying into the tornado. That's how bad the tornado was. We hear news about him being incarcerated for marijuana use. We hear news of him using other drugs to the point that he overdosed and he was in the hospital. I remember this being such a scary time because they were like, he's in a coma, and I'm like, is he okay? Like, is he gonna make it out the coma? Like, is he on his deathbed? I remember just like being like, like, should I pray for him? Should I be concerned? Is he okay? Then we hear news that, he kind of got himself together. He woke up, he was okay. And this caused a whole lot of controversy with South Korea. South Korea is like the squeaky clean, you kind of have to be perfect society where if you make a mistake somewhat, you basically are burnt at the stake, and it's like you're a witch, and they're like, oh, like, you're like, burn him. So, they've done this to many celebrities where they get burnt to ashes and they never return again. And this pretty much happened to T.O.P. And he was in and out of Big Bang. He was and he wasn't. We didn't know what his career was going to be in entertainment, what the future held for him. Finally, he said, I'm leaving YG Entertainment, which was Big Bang's home label for many, many years. And he faded off into the Gangnam streets, never to be seen again. And so people are left with like the memories and the old music and the old clips of Big Bang. If you were a K-pop fan in like the early 2000s, you know this group. Even if you weren't a fan of them, you know what they did for K-pop and how pertinent they were and really creating this wave where K-pop became more global. Them as well as 21 and a whole slew of other groups. It would take forever to name all these older groups. These groups that a lot of people don't even know. A lot of people don't know that like the groups you see now, they are able to do what they do because these other groups worked and they walked so that these new groups could run. T.O.P is no exception to this. And so I was left with the good memories. I really liked T.O.P. T.O.P was my favorite member of Big Bang. I have a thing for rappers in groups. I still kind of do. So, like, I was like, hoo-hoo! with him, and just seeing him all throughout his career and seeing him come out of his shell and grow. It was definitely a treat. So then, when we got the teasers for Squid Game season 2, I was like, wait a minute, that's T.O.P. I was like, my glass is clean. No, that really is T.O.P. I'm like, wait, he done come back. He done called out of a Gangnam hole in the street, and he back in front of the camera again. So, I had hopefulness. I was like, maybe he'll come back to Big Bang. Maybe he'll just be entertainment again. So, Squid Game premiered. I'll say this right now. I haven't watched season 2 yet. I will. I mean, Squid Games, I have a love-hate relationship with. Season 1, I thought was kind of messy, very uneven. Storytelling was uneven. It was rushed. I did like Squid Game, the challenge. That was a cute show. I had so much fun laughing at them trying to make it so realistic and then faking it. It was so much fun watching them. I hope that lady got her money. Last time I heard she didn't get her money. Yeah. But so then to have Squid Game continue on and T.O.P to be a part of it, I was like, okay. And I went on about my business. I'm like, I'm going to wait. I heard that it's been split into 2 parts. It's season 2, then season 3 is supposed to be premiering in the summer. I was like, maybe I'll just wait and just watch the whole thing together. So I was like, la-di-da-di-da, going about my life. I started seeing headlines in South Korea about people having aneurysms because T.O.P has come back and people just tearing into this man again. I was like, oh. So the cast is having their promotional tour. They're doing interviews and all of that. Mind you, this is a well-known cast of actors. I mean, I love almost all the actors I've seen. I mean, I've seen all these actors in everything. I'm a big fan of Korean cinema, Korean drama, so I know a lot of these actors. I was like, okay. I'm like, they're doing that big one with this. T.O.P was nowhere to be found. I'm like, how T.O.P not in the promotion? Well, y'all couldn't afford to pay him. I know y'all have enough money with you skimming on the funds on it. You ain't had enough. Where T.O.P? No, okay, no money. He asked for a lot of money. So then, come to find out, it was because of all the backlash where people were jumping down his throat. Basically, they were criticizing his acting. They were saying that apparently the role that he took is very much in line with his real life self and his past mistakes. A character that is a rapper that has dibbled and dabbled in drug use and is in debt. I'm like, y'all wrote this role for T.O.P. Y'all wrote this role for T.O.P. You had that. You all did. So all of this backlash came out. People are tearing this poor man apart. They're like, we don't even know why he's in there. People saying that he ain't auditioned for the role. He has a connection to the head actors in Squid Game, and that's the reason why he got this role. And so, the creator had to come out and say, like, oh no, he definitely auditioned. It's kind of funny because the director really like was real about the whole process, and he even said like some of the casting tapes. I was like, I told him go back and do that again. He was like, it wasn't good enough. At first, I was kind of like, I wanted him for the role, but then I was like, it's not giving what I wanted to give. I was hoping that he would be a little bit more acclimated. But I'm like, the man's been away for like what, over 11 years. He hasn't been in front of a camera. He hasn't done anything entertainment wise. He would talk about he wasn't even going to be in Korea anymore. So I don't know where he went to. He must have went to one of them uncharted islands, was laying up in there like humming raps or something like that, writing raps down deep down in a basement covered with sand. I don't even know. But they dug him back up. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be really real. I'm very real on this channel. I don't mince my words at all. And I had this conversation with one of my ex-friends. T.O.P has never been an amazing actor. T.O.P is charming. Very, very charming guy. I've watched T.O.P act throughout the years. And he's been in good movies, too. Like, no lie. But like, when you really go back and you watch him, it's like, his acting really isn't all of that. It's just that you watch it's like, oh my god, it's T.O.P. And you kind of blindly, it's just like, oh my god, it's T.O.P. Like, you don't look at anything else, it's just like, oh my god, it's T.O.P. And I know a lot of people were saying like, oh, his acting was good. And when I watched the trailer and a little bit that I saw, I was like, the character feels very much like T.O.P. So, like, T.O.P is very weird. He's into weird stuff. He's into, like, them weird figurines and all that. He's always been kind of out there and a little weird. Very handsome, but also very weird. So, like, when I saw him in this role and the faces he was making, I was just happy to see him again. I didn't really have any comment on the acting because I knew what I was getting myself into. He's not, like, an amazing actor at all. It's kind of like if we were talking about, like, Lee Min-ho, who's been around for a long time. It's very much what you see is what you get. He's a very, like, one-track kind of actor. He's not an actor that can do like multiple roles and really has that range in his acting ability to do multiple different types of roles, when there are like a whole lot of Korean actors that do have that range and that are talented and also just happen to be good looking. So it's like it's also that whole discrepancy of like looks and eye candy versus if you're actually good at the craft that they put you in. So I do kind of understand where South Korea is coming from, but let's not be hypocrites, because T.O.P been acting the same way for years. Don't act different now because now he's public enemy number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up there with Jesse. Don't do that. It's like he been doing the same thing for years. Nothing has really changed. It's just all of a sudden like, oh my god, he's a drug addict. I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry. That was me. But yeah, it's like, it is what it is. He made a mistake. Let the man be. So he finally came out. He's doing interviews. I'm like, oh my god, he looks healthy. He looks like he's found peace. I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy. I really am. Oh my god. I love seeing him again. He looked good. I was just happy to see him, most of all, more so than anything. So it's split, like the reaction. The people outside of Korea like, oh no, he's fine. It was good. I liked him in the role. I think they're just biased, honestly. South Korea is still mad because they don't get over stuff. Like, you drunk drive, you do drugs. They don't forget. They never forget. But it's kind of funny because then we have like G-Dragon that's still going along. He about to release an album. He's doing public appearances again. And he had his own scandals with drug use and marijuana. But I think it's because he went through the whole song and dance of going to the police and having them investigate him. And, he's like, okay, I've been cleared of all charges, whatever. Let me go on back to doing what I love to do. When with T.O.P, I do feel like it was a lot more mysterious, and it kind of left a bad taste in people's mouths. And he was very beloved as a rapper and an entertainer, and for that to kind of all happen, and then we have the other scandal too with Foodie as well, right? On the heels of that. So a lot of people still have not gotten over that in South Korean society. And you know, it is what it is. I'm not here to tell them how to feel. I'm never here to tell them how to feel. But I will say I do see the hypocrisy in the whole thing. There definitely is a hypocrisy in this whole situation. And it's like, if you don't like him, don't watch it. It's like, you don't have to watch it. It's kind of self-explanatory, right? It's like, I am going to watch it eventually. I'm just not a huge fan of this franchise that I'm going to run and watch it right away. But I think the most I was most interested in was seeing T.O.P just kind of back in front of the camera and in the spotlight again. And I'm happy to see him talking again. He's doing interviews. He's giving his side of the story. He's saying stuff that I think like a lot of us kind of already internally knew. But he's kind of just giving confirmation to everything and how he felt. It's sad that he really has no relationship with Big Bang anymore because those are like his brothers. He's been with them for years. And it's kind of like the same situation with like Jay from Day 6 where, you know, they're like, oh, what I did caused so much hurt and damage to the reputation of the group. But it's like with Big Bang, there was a lot going on. Like, the damage is done. They're known as like the group that has so many scandals, so much just turmoil and chaos going on in that group, that it is what it is. I would like to see him come back with them and do something. He said it's not going to happen. That breaks my heart. I'm not going to lie to you. However, he did say that he was going to return to music. So, I'm so excited about that. One thing I will say that is a good thing that came out of all of this is that when he was with YG, they never gave this man a solo album. GD had a couple of solo albums. Taeyong had a couple of solo albums. He was given either he was tacked together with G-Dragon or tacked together with Taeyong. Or he was given like maybe a couple of singles. I remember for years when he would release his solo stuff, and I absolutely loved his solo stuff. I'm like, when Pop and YG gonna give this man a full-length album? I want it, and I want it now. So he said he's been writing music for years. He been caved away in the studio just writing. So I know some good music gonna come out of all of this, some emotional music. Because even the projects he did, like with G-Dragon, that whole album, some emotional music came out of that with him. Like, he was real emotional. Go back and listen to that old GD and T.O.P album. He was emotional on that. And I absolutely loved it to bits. And I'm excited to see him just be solo and come out with something. I'm gonna love that. I'm gonna buy a physical copy of that. Like, I definitely am, because it is long overdue, you guys. Like, VIPs, y'all know it's long overdue. He should have already had a solo album. So yeah, tell me, you guys, how do you feel about this new season of Squid Games? Do you like it? I've heard mixed reviews. I'll watch it eventually. Like I said, I'll probably wait. How do you feel about T.O.P's acting? I don't have any type of standard or preconceived notion about T.O.P's acting outside of like what I know. Maybe he'll surprise me and he'll be like really good. You know, I heard that he said he did preparation. I was like, okay, that's cool. I'll see. I'll judge for myself when I get around to like really sitting down and like watching it. Follow my social media, mostly my Instagram. Also, a blog, News Asian Pop Culture. The link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real. And I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in another video. Be safe. Love you guys.